Hey, how's it going everyone? This is White Pointer, and in this video I want to give an answer to a question I get asked from time to time, and that question is, why is Wi-Fi so bad for gaming? Hopefully this video will explain exactly why this is the case, so let's get straight into it. It's a common misconception to think that if you have a good, fast internet connection, it shouldn't make a difference whether or not you're on Wi-Fi. I often see questions from others asking something like, what's the minimum speed I need to have a good connection? And that's really the wrong question to be asking. The speed of your connection actually doesn't have a very big impact on your game experience at all. Gaming only transfers really small amounts of data back and forth during a match. The most important factors you need to be looking at are latency and ping. The lower the ping time, the smoother the experience will be. Now, Wi-Fi, by its nature, is inconsistent, and there's no getting around that. Any signal that's transmitted through the air is subject to interference, and anything like microwaves, baby monitors, Bluetooth devices,
You gotta keep him separated.
and even your neighbour's Wi-Fi networks can interfere with the signal. What was that? Yeah, hi, it's your neighbour. Can you stop using your Wi-Fi? I'm trying to game here. I don't care if you're working, I'm trying to game. So inconsiderate. The 2.4 GHz band that many Wi-Fi networks use is very common in lots of devices, and while newer modems offer a 5 GHz band, this still doesn't eliminate interference, and it has the drawbacks of having less range and not being able to penetrate walls as effectively. Every time the signal is interrupted, a hitch happens, and this can be demonstrated pretty clearly with a simple ping test. So here's my internet connection. It's pretty good for Australia at the moment, as you can see from this speed test. Now on my desktop PC that is connected directly to the modem with an Ethernet cable, if I do a ping test to Google servers over the course of 30 seconds, you'll see it's very consistent. 3 or 4 milliseconds each time. That's great, that's exactly what you want. But let's take a look at what happens if I do the same ping test from my laptop, which is connected to the exact same network as my desktop PC, except it's over Wi-Fi. The first thing you may notice is how inconsistent it is. It's all over the place, deviating between 5 milliseconds and 19 milliseconds. That's bad, that's not what you want. Even worse are these couple of huge spikes. 44 milliseconds, 113 milliseconds? Whoa! Even if there's no actual packet loss, like in this example, that's obviously not ideal, but this kind of thing will always happen over Wi-Fi. There's still more to this as well. Wi-Fi is actually designed to work in an environment where interference can regularly happen, so if the signal is interrupted and the packet is lost, the Wi-Fi will try to send it again. This is called the retry rate, and in most cases, this is a good thing, and you'd actually want this to happen. But that's not what you want to happen in real-time games. You don't want packets arriving a second or two late. What would be the point of that? That's in the past, it's done. You want the game to be processing what's going on right now, not what happened earlier, so games tend to discard frames that don't arrive. But when Wi-Fi's try to constantly resend those failed frames, you can see why that'll be a problem. While this stuff won't make any difference if you're browsing web pages, on social media, or even watching videos, it's bad news for real-time video games. When packets of information don't arrive on time or at all, the game needs to compensate for that somehow. Depending on the type of netcode it uses, it either delays the action while it waits for the information, or it rolls back the action and then resyncs. Either way, this will cause stuttering and abnormal behaviour. The rollback method handles this more gracefully than the delay-based method does, but still can't do much about Wi-Fi retry rate. I'm not going to go into the differences between these two netcode types in this video, but there are plenty of resources out there if you're not sure what they are and are interested in finding out more. This generally isn't a problem for turn-based games or games that don't require quick reflexes, but for real-time games, particularly fast-paced precision games like arena shooters, some racing games, and especially fighting games, it's a pretty big problem. You'll experience frame drops, input delay, perhaps have inputs eaten completely, and see other players teleporting around. In short, you'll experience that dreaded L word, lag. Alright, so how do you solve this then if you're on a Wi-Fi network? Obviously, running an Ethernet cable from the modem to your gaming system is the best solution, which may mean you'll need to buy some kind of LAN adapter if it doesn't already have a port built in. There's a number of reasons why you may not be able to do that though, so if you're in that boat, a good alternative is power line adapters. These basically transmit the network data through your power lines and provide Ethernet ports to plug into with no additional cabling required. If you really, truly don't have any alternative but to use Wi-Fi, try to use the 5 GHz band and position yourself to be as close to the router as possible. That should give you the best possible scenario. Just keep in mind you'll never get a connection as stable as wired. Also remember that these games are multiplayer, which sounds like a well duh statement.
Well, duh.
But it means that if your opponent or opponents have a crappy connection on their end, there isn't anything you can do on your end to fix that. So that's it. I hope that explanation makes sense and that you learned something. Give me a thumbs up if you liked the video and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with my content. Thanks for watching and see you next time.